published a book, Rob. Do you have plans to do any more books, or possibly even work with any of the primary schools at all?
Yeah, well, so SJP does a lot of work with primary schools and secondary schools across the UK. So they deliver they were delivering financial education in schools pre-COVID. Hopefully in September we can get back to that, and there is some kind of online content for parents and teachers to do now. I actually have written a second book, which but it's not a children's book. It's actually for adults, and it's going to be called Prosperity: How to Secure the Financial Future of You, Your Family, and the Planet. So that was my lockdown project. So I'll be publishing that later this year.
Superb. And Lee, did you want to mention a little bit about what you've been doing with the local schools and sort of helping with the education side of things?
Yeah, sure. So you're right, Rob. I felt that schools weren't really preparing youngsters for life in the 21st century. It's one of the reasons I decided to change the tack. But I'm really happy that I can go back into schools now on my terms, if you like, and deliver something that I think is going to add value to young people as they journey through life. So we look at all sorts of things, but we start with the basics. We discuss needs and wants, for example. We look at how to save, how to budget, and then sort of the magic behind investing, compound interest, and the different forms that takes. But really the nice thing about what I do is that I can bespoke the training to the school. It can be delivered in primary schools. It can be delivered in secondary schools, to groups, to whole year groups. So I've talked to sort of 200 or more people at a time in assemblies, just to get the message out there and to get people thinking about what they can and could should be doing as they start on that little bit after school, the bit that we call the rest of your life, which typically, well, I say lasts for 65 years, but as Rob's just said, could be a bit longer than that now, if we're all got a 100-year life to look forward to.
I know within the practice, Lee, you do a lot of the children's investments, so junior ISAs, junior pensions for the practice, and roughly as a practice we have about 8 to 10% exposure to sustainable and responsible and ethical investing by the discretionary fund management company that we own as well. But the take up for more sustainable funds for the younger clients seems to be much higher. So I think there's definitely with the sort of parents that make the decisions on funds and the sort of conversation, they seem to have a bigger percentage that goes into sustainable and responsible funds. So that's only good for the future.
Yeah, no, and as we discussed, I mean, A is to make sure that the full 130 billion is responsible, but we have some funds like the Sustainable and Renewable Fund, and as you say, some stuff that we do with the DFM, our discretionary fund manager, that for clients who want to go further can, and I do that myself. I've got some money in our core funds, and I also do a little bit more where I push the boat out on the sustainable stuff with our discretionary fund manager.
Superb. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so Rob, I think it's time to thank you profusely for spending this time with us today. Your diary is absolutely ram-packed, but your willingness to join us on this call and to support us is, I think, very typical of the culture that we all enjoy here at St James's Place. So we look forward very much to seeing how things evolve. Personally, I'm looking forward to my own 100-year life, and I'm just off to do my homework, look up eBay millionaires on Google. So many thanks to you, and to you, Rob and Kaz, for joining us on the call today.
Yeah, thanks very much, Rob. I echo what Lee just said as well. And we're as a practice, we do a lot of bespoke planning for clients, and we have a very strong ethical and sustainable view as a practice, and that gets rubbed off with clients as well, as long as they sort of meet the risk tolerance levels. So I think it's been fantastic, and I think sort of with the children, and I know our girls, we want to continue to work with them and be involved and do more of what we did before. So thank you for that, and yeah, appreciate you giving up your time. So I know you're busy now, so thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Well, look, take care. Thanks, everyone. And yeah, thanks. Happy Easter. And I think, Kafar, I think you're going to download the recording and share that with Rob and Lee, right?